You want to make more money in fixed ops? It's easy. Just make it easy for the customer to do business with you. It's not like it was when I started in the business in 1981. Back then, there were so many more things that we used to replace on cars, as regular maintenance. Points, condenser, rotor, cap, wires, exhaust systems, mufflers, hub and bearing assemblies, radiators, so many more things, right? Today, with the advancement of technology, your opportunities are really limited, okay? I remember my last car when I changed the plugs out at 120,000 miles for the first time. The mechanic came to me and said, hey, these are still like new. I said, I don't care, I'm on the road. Change them. So your opportunities are very limited at the dealership. Brakes, tires, fluids, scheduled maintenance, which is really nothing more than an oil change and a tire rotation. It's so bad that many dealers have kind of crafted their own service schedule, which is different than what the OEM recommends, right? I service my car every 6,000 miles as it's recommended in the maintenance booklet, okay? When I get handed this is our recommended, all that does is piss me off because it's just a way to pad the bill, okay? I don't need to do some of the extra stuff. If I do everything the manufacturer says to do, I'm good. And I do it at the dealer, because I don't want to skimp on parts. So like I said, make it easier and become the natural choice, okay? And the first thing to start with is be the best choice on Google, okay? If somebody looks up car service near me, dominate Google. Be the one to have the most reviews. Have more reviews than everybody else combined. And the customer will perceive you to be the best place to do business with a good score, of course. Okay? Also, blow yourself up in social media. Let's face it, people live in social media. So you need to dominate social media also. I don't know about you, but I'm always seeing people asking for recommendations in social media as to where to go, whether it's a primary care physician, a place for eyeglasses, car repair, who to buy a car from, all that stuff. So why not dominate social media, okay? There are right ways to do it and wrong ways. Most people do it wrong. It's like putting a nice big billboard in the middle of the woods where nobody's looking at it. Not just about posting stuff, it's about engagement, okay? And all of that stuff is measurable. So dominate social media and Google, and more people will come to you. Now, when they come to you, make it easy, okay? Your service department does hundreds of ROs a month, some of them thousands a month, okay? Make it easy. Offer an online scheduler where the customer can choose the date and time, the advisor, whether or not they need a loaner, where they can select all of that, all on their own, and get confirmation via text or email that process has been handled, okay? I do a lot of traveling. I don't talk to anybody. I book my airfare, my hotels, my rental cars, all through apps online. Why? Because it's easier, and I don't have to spend time on the phone being transferred or talking to somebody that might be having a bad day, okay? So make it easy for them to offer online scheduling. When the customer gets there, or before the customer gets there, if you're still doing it the old school way with printed ROs, have the RO printed and ready to go. I would advise you, if you don't already have it, invest in a tablet system, okay? There are many of them on the market today. It'll simplify your life, okay? And do walkarounds. Now, I know not every place has a quick lane or a service drive, but do yourself a favor, do walkarounds on every service customer that comes into your dealership. Why is that important? For a few different reasons, okay? Number one is it shows the customer that you care. You've come out to greet them. Again, I'm going to focus on the tablet because that's the 2018 way to go. If you're doing it by paper, kind of do it your way, but with paper. So greet the customer, they see that you care, and do a walk around. Okay? I don't know too many dealerships that don't have a policy account, but guess what? If you do a walk around with the customer, you can make note right in the tablet and take photos of any physical damage that's already pre-existing on the car before they drop it off. Okay? They might have gone to Stop and Shop yesterday, had somebody ding their car in the quarter panel and never saw it because they get in on the driver's side. Why should you be on the hook for a $1,000 repair? Document it, and if there's a problem, just point it out to them. Real simple. Okay? Another good thing for the walk around, because you have so limited opportunities as to what to sell, you're really, brakes, tires, alignments, wipers, headlight bulbs, things like that, taillight bulbs. Those are some of the things that you do regularly. You don't make money on oil changes, so, that shouldn't be your main focus, but you still need to make it convenient, okay? Now take two scenarios, one with a walk around and one without, okay? I come into the service center. Now, my car needs tires, and I don't know this because I'm not a car guy per se, pretend, okay? So my car needs tires, but nobody did a walk around, so I'm dropping it off for what I believe to be the $160 maintenance service, okay? My car maybe has almost 30,000 miles on it, whatever the case may be, but all I'm thinking in my head is $160 repair is what I'm dropping it off for, okay? No walk around. I drop the car off, I go. By the time the technician gets to it, he's hungry for work, so if it needs tires or brakes, he's going to let me know, okay? So now my car goes up on the rack, and the mechanic finds I need tires, okay? Tires on the average car is going to run you anywhere from $800 to $1,200, depending on type of tire and type of car, for the most part, unless you have some exotic sports car. But $800 to $1,200 should pretty much cover it, okay, for tires. And when the wheels are off, he finds that I also need a brake job. Brake pads and rotors is not uncommon. There's another $350, okay? So now you try to call me, and I'm tied up. I can't take the phone call. So now the car's on the rack. You gamble. You wait a little bit, because if you put the wheels back on it, put it outside, and have to bring that back in, you could easily kill 20 minutes of production, okay? So you leave it up for a little bit, hoping that you're going to get a hold of me, okay? Now, if you do happen to get a hold of me, hey, I just want to go over your car with you. It needs tires, it needs front brakes, along with the servicing, and we should be able to have it done for you today. You're looking at, let me just add this up, let's say $1,000 for tires, $350 for brakes, $1,350, $1,450, $1,510, and it should all be done today. In the meantime, your customer is on the phone in shock. The coworker that they're sitting next to is looking at them like, dude, what's wrong? What's going on? You cover the phone and you say to your coworker, the dealer's on the phone. He tells me I need $1,500 worth of work. The coworker naturally, what? Are they crazy? Yeah, something about tires, brakes. I don't know. Were you having any trouble with them? No, none whatsoever. Because guess what? Brakes are self-adjusting. You won't know until the sensor goes off, or if there's no sensor, till it starts grinding that you need brakes. Okay? So he says, no. Tell him to just do the service. You'll get back to him on the tires and the brakes. Hey, you know what? I can't do that right now. Why don't you just do the service, and I'll pick the car up, and I'll come back to you, okay? So they note on the repair order, needs brakes, needs tires. This is how much more money it's going to cost. So now they pick up the car, and they're gone. Now, dealers aren't always the #1 trusted source to a customer, or the aftermarket wouldn't have gotten as big as they are. Hate to say it, but it's the truth, okay? Customers perceive the dealer to be more expensive, and honestly today that's not really the case. Dealers are very competitive with the aftermarket, and you get better parts, and you get the factory trained technician. But a dealer doesn't know or care about that. So now they've left, they spent $160 with your shop, now they go to their friend's trusted aftermarket shop to get verified whether or not you need the brake work and the tires, okay? So when they go there, they put it on the rack, the guy says, yeah, you definitely need tires and brakes. Did they give you a quote? Yeah, I don't know, it seems kind of expensive. Really? Let me take a look at it. Any smart service manager is going to do that. Looks at the bill. Wow, yeah, that is a lot of money. Even if it's the same amount of money that he would have charged you, guess what? That's not what his bill's going to be. You know what? I know they quoted you $1,350, but guess what? I can have this done for you for $1,200. And I have the parts in stock now. We could probably do it while you wait, or if you want to ride home, we could pick you up when it's done. That way you don't have to worry about making an appointment, go back to the dealer. Would that work for you? And they show them right then and there why they need what they need. Now, most customers, yeah, you can do it now? Sure. Gone. Okay? So now you think your customer's coming back to have that work done? Guess what? They're not. All right? So you've just lost $1,350 worth of business or more. Okay? And guess what? That dealer, that aftermarket shop that does the brakes and tires, they now also do scheduled maintenance. So you think that service manager is not going to say to the guy, listen, we saved you money on your brakes and tires, but I don't know if you know this, but we also do factory recommended servicing. And we can, your next service that's due, I see on the sticker here, you're due at such and such miles, we could do that for you and save you money. Would that make sense? Yeah, I like you guys. I'm coming back here. And you just lost a service customer, and that's your opportunity to make money. Certainly not in the front end for the most part, according to the latest NADA stats. Take another scenario. I come in for service at the dealer. You greet me. We've gone through the walk around. Now, while I'm in the car as the customer, you being the service guy, hey, do me a favor, Mr. Meyer. Can you turn your wheel to the left? Sure. I turn my wheel to the left. Wow. Hey, come out here a second. I get out of the car. He points to me the wear indicator bar on my tires that indicate that I need new tires. Okay? So I'm doing the customer a favor as the service guy, making them aware of a safety issue. Because guess what? I get used to how my tires ride over the time that I drive in them. Okay? So I don't necessarily know that I need tires unless they're bald and I'm hydroplaning. So I get out of the car. The guy's pointed out to me why I need tires. Okay, look, here's the wear indicator. When it gets down to this point, and here's my tire depth gauge. When I measured it, if it goes below a certain point, handling and performance can and will be affected, and your safety. Okay, so now I appreciate the service guy looking out for me because I could get into an accident, and he just potentially saved me from that. So he says, wear indicator bars, you need new tires. What do you think the next question is going to be out of the customer's mouth? You guys do tires? Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely we do tires. Tires on a car like this typically run anywhere from $800 to $1,200 depending on if you want a sportier compound or a longer lasting tread, that you can't go as fast in the turn with or whatever the case. You use whatever verbiage you want to. But, yeah, so we do so many tires, and we've got a special going on right now. Tires would probably run you about $1,000 for this car. We have them in stock, and we'd have it done before the end of the day. All right. And by the way, if you look at the tire wear here, you see this one's worn a little bit more than the other one. We also recommend doing an all-wheel alignment while the car is up on the rack, just to make sure you get the most mileage out of the tires. And just one other thing I want to point out. I know you're busy, and you may or may not have time to take my call, but I just want to make you aware that you're at the mileage point where a good percentage of these cars need brakes also. It used to be in the past you could resurface brake rotors and put new pads in, but really the way they're made today, it's a brake pad and rotor replacement. If you need them, and I don't know that you do, it would run you another $350, and because we do a lot of this work as well, we have all those parts in stock. As a matter of fact, I can even save the old parts for you so you'll see why you need them, if you even do. And if you don't, I'll just make a notation what the measurements are and when we should probably look at it again, just to be on the safe side. All right? That and your routine maintenance service, we should have it all done for you this afternoon. And like I said, I know you're busy, so what I'd like to do, instead of trying to call you out of a meeting, I'd like to text you that information. Okay? That way, if you need the brakes, I'll just say, yes, you did need the brakes. The total's going to be about $1,500 all in. If you don't need the brakes, the tires and the and the service is about $1,160. So I'll just text you, and you just text back, okay to do the work. All right, and that way I don't have to bother you, and you've already seen why you need the tires. So it's a good thing. You know, we looked at it together because now you understand why you actually need them. Great. Hey, listen, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So now that same customer is sitting at their desk or in a meeting. They can't take a call. However, they get a text on their phone. Okay. Turns out you did not need the brakes. We'll take a look at it next time. The tires are in stock. As a matter of fact, we're putting them on right now for you, and the servicing. So it should be ready this afternoon about 3 o'clock. I'll text you back when we're closer to completion. Yeah, sounds reasonable. No shock on my part. I just text back, okay, go ahead. Done. Now the technician can right away start working on the car. Now, the old school way is the paper MPI. The tech does his safety inspection or multi-point inspection, then goes to the parts department, hangs out for a while to get pricing on the part and availability, okay? Then he's got to go over to the service advisor to get the quote put together, and then the service advisor has to get a hold of the customer. Most good tablet systems today will tabulate, you'll have a needed, recommended, or fine. And while going through that multi-point inspection, most good tablet systems today will tabulate parts, tax, and labor amount in total, and also tell you whether or not those parts are in stock. Okay? And puts it all on a nice little PDF, which you can then send to the customer for review. Okay? Real easy. And while we're talking about parts, okay, you want to pick up 10% on your parts sales without so much as selling an additional part is an easy way to do it. A lot of stores today either don't use a matrix or have no idea what the current matrix is. Okay, the matrix typically has been set up by some service manager 2 or 3 service managers ago, and they don't know what it is. Typically it's 10 points or less. All right, if you go to an unlimited matrix using at least 75 escalation points or better, okay, now you will pick up, and studies have confirmed this, you can look it up yourself on Google, studies have confirmed that you could pick up an additional 10% on parts without so much as selling one additional part because you've better priced your parts inventory. Okay, so, and the average technician, that waiting time is about 1.5 hours per technician per day. Do the math. If your labor rate's $100 an hour or $120 an hour, and you've got 10 techs or 20 techs wasting an hour and a half time going back and forth, that's costing you a lot of money. Okay, a lot of money. So use the tablet, have all the information ready, and keep the technicians in their bays working. Okay, and whether if the customer decides to wait in your store, make sure you've got coffee or cappuccino or hot chocolate or snacks, whether it be muffins, donuts, whatever the case may be. Make them comfortable while they're there. Okay, and if they aren't going to wait there, either have the loaner car ready to go since it's already been scheduled online, or have the shuttle on a certain schedule to be able to take customers where they need to go. Nobody loves waiting, okay, unknown amounts of time. So keep everything moving, keep the customers happy. And while the car is being worked on, text them the progress. Hey, we just got the tires on. We're going to do the alignment next. The oil change is already set. We're hoping for about 2:30, but I'll keep you posted. Okay. Now, when the car is done, send them the repair order electronically. Okay, send them the bill so they can review it, which is nothing more than what you've already set them up for when they dropped off and in the text throughout the day. And now just send them that final bill and give them the ability to pay that bill online. Okay, I don't know about you, but there's nothing worse at the end of the day than going to pick up my car and having to wait for 4 or 5 people that are ahead of me because everybody that's in line thinks they're most important. They don't want to wait. So if you send them, if you've explained everything all along, there shouldn't really be that many questions, if any. And if they can pay it, then all they need to do is show up at the end of the day and pick up their car. So have the car ready in a designated area and have the key at the cashier's booth ready to go. So, hey, Mr. Meyer, picking up the Subaru. Great. Here you go, Mr. Meyer. Your car's parked right over there, and here's your key. You know, I see that you paid online, so you have a copy of your receipt already. Would you like a paper copy? Yes, no, great. And I'm on my way, okay? As opposed to the old school method of waiting for the people ahead of me. Now maybe the guy in front of me has questions that nobody explained to him, or the bill is higher than he had hoped for because nobody explained it to him. Now I've got to watch that guy be aggravated asking questions, which is going to get me aggravated and remove the trust factor from this dealership. But if it's a seamless and smooth transition, you know what? I love these guys. They looked out for my best interest when I came in. They communicated the information throughout the day. I paid my bill online. They handed me the key, and my car's right over there, not blocked in. I'm ready to go. Okay? Very, very easy. And then after they've gone, now a lot of cars today, you can't schedule the servicing in advance because it ties to usage, and I get that. But there are still cars where you can schedule specific time or miles. So do yourself a favor. Make it easy. Schedule that next service appointment for them already. So that way it's done. And use text reminders to let them know that, hey, you have a service coming up in 2 weeks. Just wanted to remind you. Because how many times don't people get busy and forget about a service appointment? I know it happens to me. So keep them in the loop, and then the day before, text them again. Hey, looking forward to seeing you at service tomorrow. And repeat the service, repeat those steps all over again. And that way, you keep the customers happy in the service department. You ensure that you're maximizing everything you can out of your fixed ops. And then don't forget about the marketing. Send them periodic offers based on mileage. If somebody hasn't been in your store in a while, there's a good reason for it. They're probably going someplace else. Send them an offer. Give them an enticement to come back and service with you. Okay? It's not rocket science, but we have to be very careful today because there's so much less to do. We need to maximize every opportunity. And by doing these very simple and basic steps, I know, it seems like a lot, but it really isn't. It's just good business to do that. You will do more service business. You will have happier customers. You will lower your policy expense. And guess what? You'll get more referrals from those happy customers. It's that simple. So that's my tip for the day. If you want to increase your fixed ops business, follow those very simple steps, and yeah, let's rock it.